Okay, welcome back to the third video in the however many part series I decide to make it. And this one is all going to be about like symbols and another function called if, and yep. So, the first symbols you need to learn is these ones. That. So, these are used a lot. So, you could make anything with it. So, you're going to use them. Just remember that. Like, this is less than. Yes, this is less than. This is more than. And this is equal to. You can use that or that, Doesn't make a difference, really. But with those, you also need to learn another function. This is like the kind of part one of another function. Oh man, I could start like a part one of a part one. That'd be cool. No, I'm not going to do that. So, the function is called if. It'll go orange because, it goes orange. Probably didn't know that, but it does. And if is like, so if 8 is bigger than 5, which makes sense. And then after every single if statement you ever do, you always have to do this if you want to write more stuff. So if a is less than 5, and then you'll tell it what it should do. So if 8 is less than 5, it'll enter. And then I pretty much want it to go if 8 is less than 5, print. Hi. I don't know, you can pretty much just do that. And then, hi. So this is actually the really bad way of doing it, because in IDLE, you can't enter multiple lines of code. It just, it dies, pretty much. So, if you would click File, and you would click New File, and you can then write multiple lines of code. But for now, we don't really need to do that, because, well, you don't. You don't. You just don't. It doesn't make any sense. What would be the point of that? So see how we've done, if 8 is less than 5, I want the computer to, which pretty much is that what this means, print high. And you printed high, pretty much. So then if I did if 8 is less than 5, then I'll tell it what it should do. Print high. Guess what it's going to do? It's not going to output high. Because 8 is not... 8 isn't less than 5. That doesn't make any sense. It just isn't. You don't do that. Yeah, you just don't. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Another thing is, I'm in Python 3.5. It really doesn't matter what version it is past 3. So there's Python 2.7, which heaps people use, but you can use 3.5 too. There's a couple things that change, but besides that, it doesn't make a difference. So yeah, now we could do this. We can make a variable. If you haven't checked out the last video, you should probably do that if you're learning this. It would just make sense. So just click on the channel and subscribe. So x equals 8 and y equals 5, right? So, if we did this, we're going to do if x is greater than y, which it is, because if 8 is greater than 5, then we're going to tell it what it should do. Print high. So, guess what it's going to do? It's going to print high, because 8 is bigger than 5. Yeah, it's just another thing that makes sense. Why wouldn't it do that? Yeah. So that's pretty much what the if statement does. It goes into a lot more depth into further things, which will probably end up happening again in another tutorial thing. But, yeah. So you could, if you want to explore it more, play with it yourself, because you can actually do some really cool stuff with this. I know I have. And you can also, actually, no, we'll do that in another video. So this is practically the basics of the if. So I'm going to do a tutorial for noobs on the intermediate stage of if. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the other one, because yeah, you can.